Hello everyone, I'm Andrew Hawkrattle. It's nice to see you here. We have a very special challenge today. We're going to be making a holiday family card. I know a lot of you are about to celebrate the holidays, so we are going to be making that together today in Photoshop. If you want to get started, you can download the source file down in the link below me. It's blank, but it's just sized up for us so that we can make sure that we can print this. And today, yes, we're going to be in Photoshop, but we also are going to be using Adobe Stock, Adobe Fonts, and Adobe Express to actually take what we create in Photoshop and then mail and deliver or print and deliver it directly to our door. Pretty cool. I am a little raspy today, so there may be some coughs, there may be a little bit of clear throats, but we are going to get there together using Photoshop and Adobe Express. So let's go ahead and hop in. If you want to join more challenges, you can do that right here at behance.net/challenge/Photoshop. See the challenges. You can click here to get notified as we have them. There are new challenges every single Tuesday at 12:30 Pacific time. That's what time it is right now. And so we are going to be working in the behance.net/challenge/Photoshop. You also might want to open Adobe Express and Adobe Stock. And we also are going to go to fonts.adobe.com. Lots of different links happening today. We're going to be all over the place, but that is fine. So let's go ahead and hop back into our source file in Photoshop. So mine has a picture of my family on it. If you want to add a picture of your family to it as well, it is sized so that we're able to export this and then print it. The first thing that I want to do is I just want to add a border on this. So in theory, we could just add like a background and change the background layer, but when we're working in Photoshop, we can work with layers. And so we're going to start layering things on top, and I'm going to grab the rectangle tool over here. And then we can set the fill and the stroke of this rectangle. So I don't want to have a fill on it because I'm just going to use it as a border. And then the stroke, I'm going to use this nice orange color, or I could grab a color from my document, but that orange one is pretty close. So this is my family, by the way. Hi, family. What we can do is we're going to grab the rectangle tool, and then we're just going to click and drag to the edges of our document. And you can see those little purple lines locked up. That's basically showing us that it is centered and it is filling in all that available space. So let's go ahead and increase the stroke here. And by increasing the size of the stroke, it is going to start filling in a little bit too much our document. And so I do want it to go more. If you want to change it, you can hold Shift and then hold the up arrow and it will change, it will change the width of that stroke right there. So we also can, with this selected, come down to the properties panel, which is right below me. Let me move this out here. And in the properties panel, we can change this to align to the inside, outside. We also can have rounded edges if we want. And actually, we want it to align to the inside. There we go. And that is what we want because we want to add some text and some nice little effects over on the sides. So property panel, back into where we want. Actually, let's put you up there. Sure, why not? All right, so we have the stroke that is sitting over our document, and I want to prepare this for Adobe Express. I might want to do some animation. We might come back to that, but let's go ahead and finish what we want to do here. So first, what I want to do is I want to add in the the Hawkrattle family 2024, right? To do some text here. So let's go ahead and grab the type tool, and then we're just going to click right at the top here and then type in our text. Family. And then we are going to choose a font. So with that, we can use the text tool again to just click in here. We can click and drag all of this or hit select all with Control or Command A. And then we're going to use the contextual toolbar right here to pick a font. We also can do it up here if we wanted to, but it'll be easier if we do it here. So we're doing this and I can choose different fonts. So maybe I want something that's decorative. Maybe I want something that's handwritten, right? There's a lot of different options of fonts that we can do here. We also can go to more fonts and we can search all of Adobe fonts as well as the tags. There are tags now here in Photoshop that you can search through. But we are going to go right into, and how old is this picture? It's a pretty old picture. We're going to go right into Adobe Fonts. And then from here, I like to look at just the trending now to see what is working for me. And maybe actually I want to do something that looks like chalky because I want it to like kind of chalk in there. So I'm just going to type in chalk. And what's cool is now Adobe Fonts is able to search by like key words or like ideas. So you can choose like drippy, and it's going to find fonts for you that aren't just named drippy. It used to be that it was only on the name. So let's see if any of these work for me. I'm not mad about Quimby. That's kind of fun. Let's go ahead and let's use this one. So I'm going to use Matte B. I think that looks a little like it's kind of drawn in. And all I need to do is hit add family. And once I add the family, it will add that into Photoshop and you will have that font available to you. Now, it is not just this little bar right here. It's not just adding it to Photoshop. It's adding it to Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. It is adding it into Adobe Express for us. It's adding it to everywhere that we could use an Adobe font into our collection, which is really cool. So I come back into Photoshop. It should sync here. Let's make sure library is open, yes. And we should sync Matte B is what it's called. So we should be able to just click in here and then cross your fingers, everybody. We're just going to type in Matte B, go to all classes. No, why? Let's go to more fonts and see if we can find Matte B. Let's go to all classes here. There it is. All right. So it is here. We are just going to click on that and then it will sync it and change it over for us. There we go. I'm not mad about this. This is kind of fun. So let's go ahead and scale that up a little bit. And then we are going to make a copy of that to put at the bottom. And here's a hotkey for you if you're getting new to Photoshop. You can hit Control or Command G. So Control or Command J. So Control J, and then we are going to do Holiday 2024. Yes, I forgot what year it was, chat. All right. So there we go. We have our card here, and maybe we want to add in some fun little brush strokes, right? And maybe I don't love this orange. Maybe I want to do more of like a green color, right? We want to get a little holiday. I can just select our rectangle here, and then again, go to the properties panel. We'll just scroll down here, and I want to find a nice green. Oh, I like that one. That's a nice little contrast green. And then maybe we want to do a little bit of red. So let's do a little bit of red and maybe do some like fun kind of like scribbles in the background. Sound good? Or maybe over it. Let's do that. So we're going to grab the brush tool right here. And then we are going to make a new layer all the way at the top by just clicking on the plus to add in a new layer. So from here, we're going to grab the brush tool and just right click to see all the brushes that are available to us. Now I have a bunch that I've downloaded. We could use the wet media brushes. I actually think that this could work. These are some brushes from Kyle T. Webster, and I like this one, the Real Oils. We're going to choose what our color is up here. And let's do a nice like red. Sure, that might be ugly. We'll see what happens. Actually, let's do blue. I like the idea of like a blue Christmas. We'll hit OK, and then we can change the size of this brush by right-clicking and changing the size right here. And then maybe we can just click and see how we have these nice little like chalky looks. And maybe we do some little like drawings. And I don't have a pen to draw with. Actually, I want to do yellow here. We're going to do a nice yellow. I don't have a pen, so I'm going to do this with my cursor. But we're just going to draw in like some fun little stars maybe. And I'm going to do each of these on its own layer. So we're just going to do star 1. And then if you were an artist that can draw and that has a little like tablet, please add your hand done elements using that. So let's start 2. And we want to make sure that everything is on its own layer. That is going to be a very, very big thing for us as we work through this, is that everything is on its own layer. So maybe I also will add in just some fun little wiggles here. So let's do a wiggle there. And then let's do another wiggle here. All right, kind of fun. Not the best, but we can update in Adobe Express. So let's say that you have created your card, you have put in all the pieces that you want, and I wanted to show you how you can add in photos, all that stuff. Now, I kind of want me to like pop up here. So we're going to try to do a little bit of an advanced look for when we animate this. I'm just going to get this ready. So let's go ahead and we're going to duplicate this layer, right click and duplicate layer. And then from there, I'm going to try to select just me. And we're going to use the selection tool right here. And I want to use the object selection tool. And I'm just going to drag over myself. So we're going to change the mode to lasso so that I can just drag over myself. And it actually should find me, but we're just going to drag around to be sure. And it should find me in that photo. Boom. All right, missed a little piece of me. put that in there too. A little bit more, please. Thank you. Just a tiny bit more. There we go. All right, so we have me put in this photo. And what I'm going to do is two things. First of all, I'm going to right click and I'm going to layer via copy. And that is going to take that selection of me and add it into a new layer. And it did actually find me there, as you can see. So now we have a layer that is just me, the Andrew layer. Looks good to me. And what we're going to do is we are actually going to grab this selection, hitting Control or Command. So hitting Control is going to allow you to select everything on this layer that we just created. And then we're going to come back to this background layer, and we are going to expand the selection by using the contextual toolbar. Go to expand. We're going to expand it by 5 pixels. And then we are going to generative fill and put nothing in there. We're just going to generate it. So what I'm trying to do is remove myself from the background. And this is going to look a little wonky because there are people in it, but it should be close, and it has text in there too. So we're going to remove me from the background because I want me to like pop up in a little digital card. So let's go ahead and turn my layer off and see what we got. It turned me into another person. No, I'm dead. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, it just turned me into different people. That's hilarious. All right, well, let's go ahead and let's try this. Let's try to use the remove tool and see what happens. It might be just as crazy. So let's go in here. Let's go to, yeah, absolutely dead. Fantastic. Let's go ahead right here and go to the remove tool. And let's see if we use the remove tool to take me out. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and put it in here. And we are just going to go around and see if we're going to remove me. If not, there are different ways that we could do this. It's not essential. We've only got a little bit of time. And I do want to show you how to take this into Adobe Express. So let's see if we can remove me using the remove tool. It's going to remove that area. And yes, absolutely sense of humor there. Let's see if it removes me or if it tries to replace me with another person, right? Kicked out of the family, replaced. It replaced me with another person. No, stop it. All right. I like, what school? That looks like my grandma's husband, maybe. All right. We're leaving me because we are focused on making this a print file. That's fine. So what we're going to do is we are going to go in and we are going to save this as a PSD file. And yes, the long lost relatives. Thank you. We're going to save this as a PSD file by just hitting Control S to save it. And we have now saved our family card. Now we can take this card and go into Adobe Express. So we're going to open up our browser and go to express.adobe.com and then just click right here, start from your content. And starting from your content, we can find that file that we just created, which I think is on my desktop. Let's see, maybe in my downloads. Let's see, what do we call it? Family card in my downloads right there. So we're going to find our PSD file directly out of Photoshop and we're going to hit open. And now we are going to convert PSD to an Adobe Express file. So once we convert this, it's taking all those layers that we have created and then breaking them down so that we can use them in Adobe Express. And if we wanted to, we can print this, which is really cool. So we are not going to animate first. I'm going to show you how to print this and send it to your home for the holidays. Now, the best thing, in my opinion, about this is that not only is it going to bring in all of your layers over here, it is going to make this live text. So you can come down here and you can see that we have the live text, and maybe I want to change this text here. Let's go ahead and just double click on the text and maybe let's say happy holidays is directly from Photoshop. We have designed it and then brought it into Adobe Express so that we can work with it here. All right, let's put that in the center. And then our other text, let's go ahead and put that in the center as well. Cool. Now, let's go ahead and print this, right? Really, really cool new feature. Right up here, you can click on, oh, there's already 2 items in my cart. You can click right here on print and deliver, and it's going to allow you to print and deliver. So I want to create a maybe 4x6 card. Let's see if there's a 4x6 card. We might have done this wrong, but guess what? It doesn't matter if we sized it wrong because we're able to do a foldable card here that is 4x5.6. We'll just need to rearrange some stuff. So I'm going to click here. That's what I want to do. And then we are going to click on resize. It has resized our document for us. And now we can come in and maybe just augment any of the little pieces that we need to make sure that our file is looking good. So I might want to scale this down just a little bit. Oops, that's not quite what I wanted to do on that one. I want to get this right here. So this image we want to make sure is filled in. Actually, let's just match the background color. Easy. So we'll just change the background color here with the eyedropper tool to that same green background. Oh. And we'll delete this image that's on the back. I believe that is, yeah, there we go. All right, so we have made the background green and changed that white. It looks pretty good, but maybe I want to put in a little bit more holiday sparkle. So let's go ahead and go to media. Told you we were going to get a cough or a sneeze. We're going to go to media here, and let's go ahead and do photo, and let's do like holiday sparkles. I'm going to put some sparkle over it. So here's some holiday sparkles looking pretty good. And maybe I want something that like has a little bit more magic to it, or maybe a little bit like, actually, this might be okay. So we're going to click here. I'm going to put this over the whole thing because I want to add a little bit of holiday magic. We're going to go to blend, and we're going to change this to, let's do screen, but we're going to take the opacity way down. You know what? I hate it. I hate a chat, sorry. Let's do this. Let's add in some GIFs. These GIFs look great. And we can select this image here, and then we are going to just remove the background. And once I remove the background, I am just going to put them down in the corner right here. All right, that looks pretty fun. And you can add in whatever other elements that you need to add in. If we wanted to delete some of these stars, they are their own layers. So we can go in and delete these stars as their own layers. And maybe we delete this one and then move our GIFs up here. Let's go ahead and rotate them and shrink them down. Looks good. All right, so you can add in whatever elements you want here in Adobe Express directly from your Photoshop file. I know this is the Photoshop challenge, but I want to show you how to do it in Express. And then from here, we can choose different designs for the front page, the inside top left, the bottom top right, and the back. So if you're working in Photoshop, you can do all of your different sizes and then bring them into Express in just a few seconds. From there, you can choose your paper type. You can do all of the information is here, and then hit continue. And this will show up at your doorstep. That's right. So it will literally print and show up. You can put how many you want, and you can create your holiday cards directly using Photoshop and Adobe Express. Pretty cool, right? Magic. All right. Now, here's a problem. Here's a problem that we're going to fix right now, is that this photo is not quite big enough for this card, right? I made it a little bit small, and you can actually tell that the quality is not great, right? And so let's say that we want to expand this photo to be a little bit of a different size. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to shrink this down to get back to where it was. So I'm just going to Control T and shrink it down so that we have a good amount of space around it. And where in the world is it printed? I do believe, actually, I don't have an answer for you for where we go. I want to say that it's just US based, but I'm not sure. It's powered by Zazzle. Hold on, I'm over it. There we go. Powered by Zazzle. So it is a partnership with Zazzle. So I want to add more space around this image. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this, and we are going to add it to a new document. So we're going to go Control N once I copied. So I'm going to select, right, this area, or just right click, or sorry, control click on our thumbnail. We are going to copy, right click and copy. All right, we'll go to edit, edit and copy. Then we'll go to file, new, and it will already have our dimensions in here. So we're going to use those dimensions and hit create. And then we will paste in our image. So edit, paste. Now we can go and see what the size of this image is by going to image, image size, and then going to inches. So right now it is 3 by 2, and we want to make this a bit larger. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and just generative expand the sizes. And I think the sides. I think that we wanted this to be 4 by 5.5, we'll go 4 by 7 just to be safe. And what I can do is I'm going to grab the crop tool using C, and we can do width, height, resolution right here. And let's go ahead and change the inches. So let's drag this out, and it will actually show you what the size is. Right now it's in pixels, which is not what we want. But if you ever want to change that, if you're ever in pixels and you need it to be in inches, you can actually change your settings by hitting Command or Control K, and then going to units and rulers and changing it to inches. So we're going to inches. We also are going to go right there, inch. Awesome, cool. Hit OK. And now when I try to crop this out, it is going to inches, right? So we want this to be 5.5 wide by 4 tall. Let's go 5.5. Let's go there. All right, by 4. Oh my goodness, chat. My brain is exploding. Okay, close enough. Close enough. All right, so we got that. And then we are going to change the fill to generative expand. And once we do generative expand, I'm going to hit this check mark and it will crop it out, but it is going to generative expand the edges of this photo, right? So it might get a little bit wonky with our legs down here, but let's see. It will give us at least enough space to fill in that whole card so we don't have to have a border. I mean, it did a pretty good job at filling in that space. Let's go ahead and see here. Oh, that's swanky. That's real swanky. Okay, sure. This looks great. And what we can do is we can just copy and paste this directly into Express. So we can Control A and edit copy, and then go down to Express. And if we wanted to, we could put it over this whole thing, or maybe replace this photo and just Control V to paste. So copy and paste, you can copy and paste directly out of Photoshop into Adobe Express, which is really cool. And there we go. Now we got a little bit more on that photo, so we can fill in the whole thing. And maybe we want to paint something in here. We can actually use insert object to put something in. So let's go ahead and insert object. Somebody says holiday tree. Yes, same. So I want to see maybe like holiday tree with lights and decoration. Our brush size needs to be a little bit bigger. And we're going to try to put that holiday tree right over here. So we can paint this in Adobe Express, and we could use generative fill in Photoshop. I'll show you how to do that as well. But we're going to click there, and then we're going to hit insert. While it does that, I'll show you how we could do that in Photoshop as well. You're just going to make your selection using the lasso tool, and here we're going to use the polygon lasso tool. And we're just going to make a nice selection of a tree. Looks good to me. And then we're going to do holiday tree with decoration. And it will use this to generative fill in a holiday tree for us to cover up some of that size. So let's see what happens here. And while that renders, we'll see, there we go. All right, we got some stuff here. Not looking bad. It does have black in the background, which is fine. It wasn't going to generate a clear one anyway with a clear background. So we're going to go ahead and keep that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that, and we are going to remove the background on it. So I'm going to select this and then remove background and see what happens here. There we go. So we have a nice little holiday tree in the corner, and over here got a nice little holiday tree as well. And again, we do have 3 options. I like that one. So you can do that in Photoshop, or you can do that in Express. I'm kind of showing you how to do both so that you can go back and forth. So once we're done here, it looks great. We maybe want to add back in some of our, oh, we did it on the wrong layer. That's why it was black. That's fine. Maybe we want to put these GIFs down here. And then again, once we have them, I don't love where any of these are. That's fine. We'll shrink it down and then put them on the ground. There we go. Sure. Once we have it and we're done, we can come over here and we can take a look by clicking on the little magnifying glass. It will show your design here. Let me refresh this real quick and see if it will show up in the little preview. Sometimes it will. Sometimes it will. Sometimes it won't. Let's see what happens. Hold, please. Hold, please. Expressing. All right, we're going to print this. Let's see if it pulls in our preview. Not quite. So Sometimes it will pull it in, sometimes not. If you get lucky, you'll get a little preview, and then you can print that and send it directly to your door. So we created our holiday card in Photoshop, and then we went directly from Photoshop into Adobe Express. We sized it so that we could print it and deliver it. So play around with Photoshop, set out the elements, and then you can go and take it into Express to print and ship directly to your door for the holiday season. I'll see you again next week. Happy Thanksgiving to all celebrating. We will be doing uploads, so no live streams next week, but we will have a challenge. It will just be uploaded on the channel. Thank you so much, everybody. Hope you had a great time. Talk to you later. Bye.